Game number 72 has arrived. Welcome to Lakers Live pregame show presented by the Ultimate Sports Show. Here with Manny. Medina could not make it today for the pregame show. I'm Aaron, as always. Manny, last game of the regular season. I'm feeling good. Lakers on a great momentum right now. We're playing Lonzo and the Pelicans. Obviously, they got eliminated. I know that's your boy, but I mean, it's a good time when he gets to visit the Lakers. Kuzma and some of the guys get to see him. I'm looking forward to it, man. There's a lot of stuff we got to talk about today, though. But Lakers just got to wrap this up tonight, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Tonight is a must-win game, and there's two scenarios, by the way. If you guys haven't mentioned it on the pregame and postgame, that if the Lakers win and Portland loses, we officially get the 6th seed, and we completely avoid the play-in tournament, which is officially starting Wednesday for all the Western Conference teams. But we can only win. It has to be a loss for Portland as well, because if we win and Portland wins, because they hold the tiebreaker, nothing's going to change, Laker Nation. We're still going to end up in the play-in tournament, and I don't want that personally. And I'm going to explain to you guys why I don't want to see the play-in tournament, and the reason why is because, I don't want to have to go to play a game on Wednesday. I want that full rest for Saturday. I want to have an entire week of rest. So that way, because it's not only because for my standpoint that I want rest, but it's also for the Lakers standpoint as well, because we've been dealing with a lot of injuries this year. And what's going on, Tristan? I'm back. I had work yesterday, so that's why I couldn't join pregame and postgame. But I'm back, and I can't wait to run this thing.
Yeah. All right. So definitely this game, obviously we know the situations for it. Obviously we love rest. Like let's be honest here. The more rest the Lakers get, the better things come to. Erod, you're right. It comes down to this, is right.
Yep.
Hey, you got to finish here, because remember Medina and I were talking about this on Saturday or Sunday. That we were talking about it, that said, look, we got to take care of business here. We have to say Lakers got to win this game, and that's kind of how they put themselves here. Nobody else. They had to win. When we played Portland, Lakers knew already what kind of situations they're putting themselves in, and whatever happens, that's what they had to live with. Portland won that game fair and square. The defense was non-existent. And Lakers got put in that situation. So they can only do what they can do. And you know what? I was saying that to Medina yesterday too, and the day before, is saying, look, the Lakers just got to play it out. Whatever situation happens, we got to win it. Great. But whatever the situation may be, either Lakers win tonight, Lakers lose tonight, Portland loses, whatever may be, they put themselves here, and it was the games that they were playing, the way the rough performances the Lakers were going through, just kind of put them there. And play-in tournament or not, Manny, I'm not afraid. We know what we could do when we're healthy. I mean, I think it was pretty obvious yesterday, to say the least, of what the Lakers could do when they're healthy, how LeBron, AD, and Drummond all play together. Just the defense yesterday, on that game yesterday, Manny, a lot of defensive issues. It was just not even the turnovers so much. It was just defense. The offense was there, but every time, you were telling us about LeVert yesterday.
Yep, I
did.
And
he literally just showed up, and so did Sampson. And those two guys were literally scoring every basket they could for that team. They were putting up numbers yesterday. They both had high-scoring games. And Lakers just got to say, look, got to get it done today, got to play better defense, and got to turn on that championship-style team right now.
Okay, but question I have, was that Jakar Sampson really that had 20 points on us? Oh,
yeah,
damn.
he was he was hitting all kinds of shots. So I mean, literally, the dude couldn't miss. The Lakers were giving up Lakers were giving up wide open paint, no blocking, no nothing, and it just looked so non-existent that it was just frustrating because you're seeing a team. You just get everybody on the court. I get it. But your defense got to look better than that. You can't.
Absolutely.
I mean, they can't allow a team to score. I think they got 60 points in the paint or something like that last night.
Yes.
Yeah, so they cannot, or actually yesterday morning. But
this afternoon here.
You can't allow a team though to say, hey, we're just going to come in here. I don't care if you got Drummond. I don't care if you got Davis. I don't care if you have Marc Gasol, whatever. We're just going to come out here and just outscore you in the paint. That just cannot happen.
I can't.
Lakers I hope the Lakers make adjustments today because Lonzo and that team and BI, that whole team is not going to go easy no matter what the situation is for them.
Absolutely, they won't. You all know there's a guy named Zion Williamson who's one of the best players in basketball, and he knows how to finish in the paint. And shockingly, he could even take some jump shots if he chose to actually do that, because we all remember what he did in his NBA debut last year. He ended up sinking like 4 3-pointers in like 4 attempts, and that was crazy. And then obviously we also have our former young core, us diehard Laker fans. We all remember Lonzo, Ingram, and Josh Hart. But we all know Ingram is an all-star, so we have to watch out for him. He can shoot threes, he can drive to the paint and score. And then obviously there's my boy Lonzo, who is an absolute defensive and rebounding and passing genius. And that's the reason why I love Lonzo's game so much. But obviously, when it comes to basketball, preferably the Lakers, because I heard you guys in the post game what you were saying. I rewatched it, and I'm not choosing anybody over the Lakers, even though I love Lonzo. I'm not choosing anybody over the Lakers. But back to the last game. Obviously, I didn't watch it because I mentioned before I had work yesterday. But I want to recap that actually a bit. I did talk about LeVert, and I said that he can score and he can shoot a lot of threes. And boy, did he do that. I know he did a good job defending him on the three, I'm guessing, because I see the 3-point percentages for him. He shot 2 for 9 from 3. But he did have 28 and 12. And also, LeVert is a very underrated passer as well, so we didn't do a good job there. And obviously, there's a chance that they will make the playoffs, because I think I'm not mistaken, they did clinch the play-in tournament. So that's going to be big. Obviously, Doug McDermott, Dougie McBuckets, as everybody knows him, he made a 3. He had 17 points and 4 rebounds. And then, obviously, this unknown guy, Jakar Sampson. I mean, I've heard of him because I watch basketball, but if you're a casual NBA fan, you're just like, who the actual hell is this guy? And he ends up coming off the bench, 20 points in 20 minutes. I don't know how that even happened. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't watch yesterday's game because I had work, but good news is that we won. But back to what you were saying, Aaron, before about the defense, it could have been better. We're we're the second best defense in all basketball, and we give 115 points to a team that's in the play-in tournament. I don't know what was going on. I'm happy but one thing I'm very happy about, Aaron, is that and I saw you liked my tweet yesterday. Da Kang is back. I'm glad he's back. You see by my jersey, 24, 8, and 7. That's a typical LeBron stat line. We know he's gonna get in the middle to upper 20s. He's gonna get 7+ rebounds and 7+ assists, like he always does. But obviously, we have a job here to win and Portland to lose. But also another thing I gotta mention. Also, nice to see LeBron and AD. And I watched the highlights of that game, and I saw that LeBron did a half-court lob to AD, which is absolutely absurd. Oh, yeah. I'm very happy to see that. 28 and 10 for AD. That's a typical AD game, and I even tweeted out yesterday at work. I'm like, AD is having an AD game. That's an AD game from AD. He's able to get the 20 plus points, 28 plus points, and then get double-digit rebounds. And then obviously your guy Dre, 11 and 15. That's a typical Andre Drummond stat line where he's going to get the double-digit rebounds and double-digit points. And then obviously THT, shout out to THT. He's been playing out of his mind since the Knicks game. He's been playing out of his mind, and I love THT. I'm so happy Rob Pelinka on the trade deadline. He said, you know what? Screw Toronto. I'm not giving up Kyle Lowry for him. We're sticking with THT. He's He's an up-and-coming star. He's 20 years old. Aaron, the crazy thing is, I thought I was young at 24 years old. I'm older than THT, and this guy is having like a legitimate basketball crazy career so far, and I hope it all comes down to that. But before I say anything else, obviously shout out to my boy McEwen and your Knicks. I saw your Knicks today. I watched a bit of that game against the Celtics. They clinched, and obviously your franchise has been suffering for a long time, and I'm very happy to see you guys clinch. Shout out to your Knicks, McEwen.
Hey, Manny, would you believe me? Would you believe me if I told you the Pelicans are sitting out Lonzo, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Zion, and Wes Iwundu?
Stop it! Actually, easy W, easy W.
Hey, but honestly though, it's the one thing. By the way, I'm gonna share the Lakers lineup for tonight. That is the lineup. That's who they're gonna roll out. They're going to roll out their normal lineup, which is good because I say the Lakers still need these guys to come out here. Most people are going to say, oh, come on, like play LeBron and AD one half. That could be the scenario. I mean, don't get me wrong on how the game could go. They can only play maybe 3 quarters, which is I'd be happy with that. But I mean, honestly, I wasn't expecting the Pelicans to have literally pull all their guys. The only guy that they have to worry about is Eric Bledsoe.
Full tank mode.
Yeah, they say they throw out obviously the tank mode situation, but honestly, the Lakers just gotta come out here and keep the momentum going. Because look, you know what? Even if they're throwing out these guys that we've never heard of, a James Johnson and a Willie Hernangomez and Nickel Walker. Well, we know Bledsoe, we know some of these guys, but still. Lakers have to stay motivated. Nobody should be getting a career game tonight against the Lakers.
I won't hold you to that, Aaron, because as much as a diehard Laker fan I am, I have to be realistic here. It happens every freaking game, and I'm not happy about that. Like, I'm not happy the fact that I saw Jakar Sampson 20 points against us, like another random guy. Like it wouldn't surprise me if like a guy like Willie Hernangomez, who actually did actually look pretty decent when he was on Charlotte, I think, at one point of his career. But what has he done this year? I haven't heard nothing about him. And I have League Pass, so I watch all these games, and I've heard nothing about William Gomez. But I won't hold you to that. But obviously, with our practically almost our full lineup playing, like we should easily prevent that happening. I expect us to actually win by 20 to 30 points because the whole team is resting. So like. I'm bummed that I won't see my boy Lonzo because I'm always happy when my boy Lonzo's playing, but I'm happy for my Lakers. Or BI, Brandon Ingram too. Like obviously I have great fond memories about those guys watching the Lakers during the rebuilding years. The losing was not fun, obviously, like we all know that, but it was fun watching that team grow. And obviously like I'll actually share you guys like the 2 amazing memories I had of Lonzo and Ingram as Lakers. Lonzo obviously it was in his rookie season where he got a triple-double on Giannis and the Bucks, and then like the other memory I have of Brandon Ingram was that game we played against Philly. I forgot when it was, but he hit the game-winning shot, and we beat the heavily favored Philadelphia 76ers in that game. And I remember watching that on TNT, and Kevin Harlan was going bananas.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, I remember that game too. As I'm thinking about it, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, most people are gonna say, "Oh my God," it was those rough times with the Lakers. We know. I mean, honestly. Also, side note from yesterday's game, in case you didn't know this, Manny. Yesterday, when the Lakers beat the Pacers, it's the first time they beat them in 8 years. The last time they beat them, Kobe Bryant popped his shoulder. I think it was something related to his shoulder.
It was a shoulder, yes.
And it was the Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, Anton Jameson, Meta World Peace teams.
Steve Blake.
And Steve Blake. That team beat him, and I think it was just a few points by I think it was 105 to 100 or something.
Yeah, it was very
they beat
close
them
game.
by. And that was the last time we beat Indiana there at Indiana.
Wow.
I mean, I think we had beat them. I think the Lakers had beat them sooner than that at Staples Center. But that was the last time. Yeah, they beat them. That was the last time they beat them in Indiana, which is crazy. I mean, I didn't realize it was that long. But obviously, focused on this game today. We're gonna get slowly into our keys to the game because obviously Lakers got to keep the momentum going, Manny. It's momentum. It's about playing great. It doesn't matter who Pelicans are rolling out on the floor. True. Because any of those guys can shoot. Shooters shoot.
You're right about that. And shooters do shoot. And obviously, shout out to Canada. Nikhil Alexander-Walker's Canadian, so shout out to him. But we know he can shoot. He's a very underrated young guy, obviously. But I was gonna say defense if the Pelicans were rolling their actual lineup, but my keys to the game is just gonna be a very simple one: stay healthy, Lakers. Please, no injuries, please, because we went through that the whole season, and it was been a roller coaster of a year. Obviously, a roller coaster of my emotions. The fact that LeBron and AD were getting healthy, getting injured, getting healthy, getting injured, and then it happened to Dennis Schroeder. He said on Twitter, I believe I forgot it was yesterday or today, that he didn't have any COVID symptoms, but he was on the COVID health and safety protocols. He hasn't been playing a lot, so obviously, like, my keys to the game is just gonna be stay healthy, do not get injured, please, because it's the last game of the season, and if we have a play-in tournament, play-in tournament. I had a bit of a brain fart right there. We have a play-in tournament going on scenario. And we have an injury, we're screwed. We're absolutely screwed, and we need to win. We need our guys healthy, and that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah. I gotta go with. I'm gonna change mine up a little bit. Mine is gonna go with defensive energy, but also be smart. Be managing minutes today. So I'm going with a double key essentially. I want to see better defense from the Lakers. Better defense, just overall. Overall offensive. Offense to defense, defense to offense, transition, being quicker, getting rebounds, being aggressive on the boards. And also on that side note, Manny, I want to see the Lakers I want to see LeBron and AD only have to worry about playing 3 quarters, maybe. Because I get it. Like, people are gonna say, "Oh, like they should be playing the whole game," but I mean, theoretically, most people on the last game of the year. I mean, look, today James Harden. Obviously Brooklyn's in a different situation. Yeah. Brooklyn literally had pulled their starters, and most of their starters were in street clothes and just literally sitting there eating food, watching the game. So I mean, it's a different situation for the Lakers. They got to win this game. LeBron's going to be high horse, and so is Davis. Davis is playing with a little bit of a banged up shoulder, so got to be smart. It's being smart. It's also being smart about your boy Caruso too. He might be playing as well. I just want to see everybody get a chance to play. I want to see the bench guys play. I like to see Devontae Cacok out there, Alfonso McKinney. I want to see those guys get a chance to play in the last game because obviously we know. Whatever the situation may be, they're not going to see anything. I mean, they're not going to see anything the rest of the way. So this is the time. Let your bench come out there. Let these guys that don't get a lot of playing time come out there in this game as long as this game is put away. And ideally, Lakers should be putting this game away after 3 quarters, and it should be pretty much a done deal in the 4th.
Absolutely. I agree 100% what you said, Aaron. Get all the guys playing because as much as I want to see LeBron and AD play again, but come on, it's the last game of the year. We don't want to risk any injuries, and plus the fact that the Pelicans are playing like nobodies right now. They're playing basically nobodies. Like Zion, Ingram, and Lonzo and Hart are all out. So I want to actually. I'm gonna get up a notch right here. You said 3 quarters. I think after halftime we should fully shut down LeBron and AD till the playoffs or the play-in, and then make exactly like what you said. Alfonso McKinney play. Even if Kostas plays, even if Cacok plays.
Why not?
Give them at least 25 minutes. Let them play. Why not? Release the Cacok and release the Kostas. Absolutely. And also give THT about 40 minutes tonight. That would be nice to see because, in the playoffs, we're going to have our main guys playing. So obviously THT is not going to play a lot of minutes. But tonight, with a lot of New Orleans guys out, play THT about 40 minutes. I would be totally cool with that. Absolutely. And then Dennis Schroeder, he's not exactly that old either. He's 26, 27? If he plays about 25, 30 minutes, I'm totally cool with that as well. Even and then Drummond. Actually, you know what? I would rest Drummond as well because, I want to see playoff Drummond because even though the Pistons weren't exactly like a winning team in the playoffs, I think they have like one of the longest losing streaks in the playoffs. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're a Pistons fan in the comments section, but we've seen Drummond go off many times in the playoffs and in big games on the Pistons and on the Cavs. So I want to see him play at least like 1 or 2 quarters and that's it. And then in the playoffs, whether we play the Nuggets as the 6th seed or whether we play the Warriors as the 7th seed in the play-in tournament, I want to see LeBron, AD, and Dre fully healthy, no excuses. And this game we have to go like we have to have a mindset, Aaron. Like I always say, the championship mindset, Game 7 of the NBA Finals. That's what I have to have tonight, and possibly if we're in the play-in tournament, we have to have that mindset all the time. That's the Lakers championship mindset we have to have.
Yeah, well, I mean, theoretically, the Lakers should be putting this away. They should on paper put this away in 3 quarters. Honestly, though, if the Lakers have got to win this game, period. So if for whatever reason the Pelicans are just shooting red hot, which we've seen that happen before, players that you've never heard of before, or players that are probably a year or 2 in the league, all of a sudden the team is shooting 60% from 3 or 60% in total for field goal percentage for a first half. Lakers better keep their foot down because you got to put teams away like this. There's no excuses. Being smart about the minutes, with what I said, it's about being smart with the minutes, but it's also getting your rotations ready to go too. Because the Lakers rotations, we were talking about that as well, saying the rotations have been weird. We've been noticing it. You're wondering why, like THT would be in the game. Wondering why haven't you seen Marc Gasol? Why haven't you seen certain pieces that we know that would fit together? Who's gonna be your closeout? What do you do with your closeout lineup with a 5-minute point? So I think Vogel's also figuring that out a little bit. But also, I think it's honestly in the Lakers' hands how this game goes. They want to give. I'd like to see LeBron and Anthony Davis only have to play. I ideally like to see them play 20, 25 minutes in the game at the most, because obviously LeBron. You just want to keep LeBron fresh, keep his legs going. But I'm honestly the one person I'm worried about is Schroeder. He was because he was on the COVID protocols. You know, we don't know exactly what happened. That's all personal for him to share if he wants to. But that's the guy that really needs the minutes. So if you're going to give somebody minutes in the game, I definitely would feel much more comfortable letting Schroeder play 30 plus minutes in the game. Let him get him stamina, get his legs going. He didn't look that great in the game yesterday. He's still just trying to get in his rhythm going, and I think it's just, he got a little winded yesterday. So I definitely would want to see him, of all people, get the minutes tonight. And honestly, it's the Lakers' hands, and hopefully they can take care of business today, Manny.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you basically summarized everything I said, and I totally agree with it. We have to make the young guys play big minutes. LeBron and AD, much as I love you guys, much as I'm happy you guys brought us a championship, don't play many minutes tonight. I want to see you guys fully gassed in the playoffs. I don't want to see you gassed for one final 72 game. 72nd game of the season. Like that would be ridiculous if they played the entire game. But obviously, like you said, Frank Vogel, you know what he does with his rotations. He likes to change them up a bit. But playoffs, if Frank Vogel's watching this, I know he's not, but I'm saying if you're watching this, Frank Vogel, you never know. If Frank Vogel's watching this, I really want to see him be consistent with the playoff rotations. Like I want to see him keep LeBron and AD at the positions. Keep Schroeder and KCP at the starting positions. And then let Trez be the 6th man like he always did, because shout out to Trez that he's always been number 2 voting this year in 6th man of the year voting. If not for Jordan Clarkson being so dominant on the Utah Jazz in the bench, Montrezl Harrell would easily take that 6th man of the year award without a question. So I'm very happy with my boy Trez, and also Caruso. I want to see my boy Caruso play a bunch of minutes too tonight, because we know he's also very young. He's 26 years old. We want to see him play a lot of minutes as well. And obviously, I want to see a lot of Irish greens on this team as well, because we know,
because
I know we can shoot, and we got to take advantage of that because the Pelicans are resting everybody. They're fully saying, like, you know what, throw the damn towel. The season's over for us. Like, let's just give the Lakers the victory, which we should do, because we're not playing for anything but the lottery at this point.
All right, I have a gut feeling I know who you're gonna choose, but let's go to players to watch, man. Who you got? And you can do double. I mean, hey, you know, it's the last game, so we have a little bit of flexibility. So who's your starter? Who's your bench guy?
And obviously, I think I
know who.
You probably do. But I think I deserve to go double just because I couldn't do the games yesterday. But I'm gonna go with actually LeBron James Dakarink. This guy right here. I feel like he's gonna go beast mode against a depleted Pelicans team. He's definitely gonna have I expect him to have 30 points, 10 assists, and 9 rebounds. I feel like he's gonna go one rebound shy of a triple double. And then another guy I'm gonna go with Dennis the Menace. I don't go with Dennis the Menace a lot, but I'm gonna go with Dennis Schroeder because I feel like he's gonna have a bounce back game. He didn't have a great game shooting wise the last game, but this game I feel like he's gonna go ham and he's gonna show everybody who's boss.
Oh yeah. All right. Since Medina is not here, I'm gonna include someone that we already know who normally she chooses a good chunk of the time. I am gonna go with Anthony Davis, and I'm gonna go with Marc Gasol tonight because I've been going with Andre Drummond. Davis just put up some numbers, man. At least 25 points in the game. 25 and 15 at least, and Marc Gasol, I'm going with at least 12 points tonight and at least 4 assists. So I'd like to see Marc Gasol get minutes tonight. I want to see an entire bench pulled out, so everybody gets a chance to play. Everybody plays. Everybody gets minutes. Share the ball, move the ball, and Manny, let's get the win tonight. Let's get the win tonight. So I think Manny's having some issues right now. But that's going to do it for us for Lakers Live pregame show. And we will talk to you guys after the game. Take care, guys. Enjoy the game.